and welcome to the program. I'm Lana Kay, and on today's show we'll be discussing yoga. Yoga practitioners and studios have been popping up all over our country. Let's find out some of the amazing benefits of this practice. Welcome Ratona Harr to the show. Ratona, welcome.
Hi, Lana. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Ratona is an instructor and she also owns her own yoga studio.
Right.
But Ratona, that wasn't always what you did for a living. You were in the corporate world for many years. Give us a little of your journey.
Yeah, so yoga has been a big part of my life, I would say, for the past 5 years. And in addition to doing yoga as well as fitness, I also worked a corporate job for 18 years. And I work for USA Today. I'm not sure if you're familiar with USA Today.
We love that.
Yeah.
We love that publication.
Yeah, and so I work for USA Today. I had the opportunity to meet people all over the country because we're a national publication. And in 2017, I decided to shift gears and just focus all my time and energy to just sharing yoga with the local community here in Northern Kentucky.
Well, we're glad to have you with us. Now, Ratona, yoga practitioners, did you practice yoga when you were in the corporate world? Do you also? Okay,
yes.
So there was the link.
Yes. So I had been practicing yoga for about 5 years, and in addition to working. So I was doing both at the same time.
Okay.
I was also teaching yoga. So this now has allowed me to just focus my efforts in one area, which is yoga. But I do think there's so many benefits that cross over into working in the corporate world or whatever you're doing. Yoga, I think, has benefits, and no matter what you're doing.
I believe that.
Yes.
Now, Ratona, you're certified.
Correct.
Okay, so if we decide to take this up,
okay,
is it important to be certified?
Yes, so just a baseline understanding, for someone to become what we would call a registered yoga teacher.
Yes.
That means that you have done 200 hours of training initially before you can lead and share yoga with others.
Wow.
Yeah, so we do an initial 200 hours, and that then, and we do that through schools who are recognized through the Yoga Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Yoga Alliance, you would think of it as like the governing agency, if you will, for yoga. And so we have some consistency in all education for yoga. So we're going to make sure that everyone understands the foundation of yoga, what it is, the benefits, the various types of yoga, go through the certification and training, which then allows you to be able to share and lead it with others.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then do you have to keep that up? Do you go for refreshers as time goes on?
Yes.
You want to stay, stay current.
That's a great question. So the next level of training for a yoga teacher is to get to 500 hours of training.
Wow.
So we start with 200. That allows you just to begin teaching yoga and sharing it. And then over time, depending on how you want to do it, you can train an additional 300 hours.
Okay.
And what we would call that is a 500-hour registered yoga teacher.
That is.
Yeah.
Is that you?
I am not 500 hours at this time.
You're getting there.
Yeah,
you're getting there.
But to answer your question, if you're registered with the Yoga Alliance, they do require that you have continuing education.
I understand.
So you have requirements, and so I may myself go to a yoga conference or a yoga training. For instance, I went to a 3-day training in Asheville, and that was a trauma-sensitive yoga training. So just for me to be aware that sometimes people or practitioners coming to yoga, maybe they've had trauma or they're dealing with certain things. So there's a lot of ways that you can get training within yoga. So that would be an example. And that would give me continued education.
But we want to ask, are you certified?
Yes.
We definitely want 200 to 500 hours, but we want 200 in there.
Yes, minimum 200 to teach.
Minimum 200.
Yes.
Okay, this sounds good. Now, Ratona, let me ask you, a practice usually means repetition. Cheerleaders practice, musicians practice, so it's a yoga practice.
Correct.
So meaning we want to keep doing it. How often?
I think that's a really good question. I think it depends on what you personally are wanting for yourself.
Okay.
I would advise that someone practice yoga at least 2 or 3 days a week at a minimum.
Is that right?
Yeah, because yoga is a connection of your mind, your body, and your spirit.
Correct.
And just doing it once a week or here and there, you kind of lose that consistency and that progression in your practice. And, learning the poses and what works for you. So if you just kind of show up once in a while, you kind of lose what you've learned.
Okay.
So we want to be consistent in our practice so that we are executing the poses safer in our body, right? We're more aware of the alignment in our body.
Yes.
And that takes practice. And one of the things that's wonderful about yoga is it's for everyone.
Yes. Well, this is my next question.
Yeah, it's for
now,
everyone.
Now, let me tell you this, Ratona, let me ask you this. So, no one is too old to start.
Nope.
You're sure?
Positive, yes.
Okay.
Anyone can start.
Okay. Is chair yoga effective? And I know that means modifying.
Yes.
Because if you can't make it to the floor, you're going to modify.
Yes.
But is it as beneficial? Mm-hmm. Is it?
It
or are you saying?
No, and the reason I would say this is because with yoga, we want to meet people where they are in their body.
Okay.
So if we were to limit yoga practices to being on the floor on a mat, we may eliminate other people who could receive the benefits of yoga, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So there's so many poses in yoga, and you may be able to, Lana Kay, or someone else be able to execute, like we have a pose called warrior pose, and it's a strength building pose. Well, if you have some limitations in your body, we're going to bring the chair to assist you in executing that pose in a safe way.
But it will still benefit
You'll still find
you.
the benefits, yeah.
This is great. I was hoping you would say nobody's too old to start.
Yeah, no one's too old. And we literally, like every Tuesday, I have a client named Lois.
Okay.
She's 70 years old. She takes yoga with me every Tuesday at 10.
That's great.
She's 70.
Okay, now, yoga does many things that surprise me.
Okay.
It releases toxins in our body. Mm-hmm. So it is affecting our organs, because it would have to be our skeletal, our muscular.
Yes, all of those things.
All of our anatomy.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there are so many physical benefits to yoga, and so one of the benefits is that when we're moving our body and we're going from pose to pose, we are kind of detoxifying as well, right?
Wow.
Because you're getting your blood circulating more in your body. Maybe you're sweating a little bit, and that's cleansing the body.
Sure.
And then while all that's happening, we may be doing poses that are going to build strength in your body. And as far as I know, I think everyone wants to be strong.
Everybody wants to be stronger.
Yes. One of the other things that is really a benefit of yoga is balance.
Great, especially as we get older.
Absolutely, and everyone needs to be balanced.
Yes.
Right? So
right.
that's just on the physical side. But we also talk about the mental benefits of yoga and being balanced in your mind.
That is
and
so
your spirit. So you
great.
can be balanced in your body and also balanced in your mind. That yoga brings all of those things together.
Practicing yoga. Mm-hmm. Now, Ratona, just to not discourage people, when you are hurting from stiffness in our joints, our wrists, your knees, people think the worst thing to do is move it. Oh my God, that's going to make it worse.
Yes.
So tell us that it is the best thing.
Yes. So I have a philosophy, and it's a body in motion stays in motion.
Okay,
a
great.
body in motion stays in motion.
Let's remember it.
Yeah, so again, a body in motion stays in motion. And what happens, and I understand because I've been injured myself, is that we're worried about hurting ourselves again, aggravating the area.
Yes.
But what we want to do is safely, effectively, gently move those areas of the body. So yoga, since we have modifications for how we're going to move, or options, you're still working your body, you're still becoming stronger, and I think what we have to remember is it's okay to move those ways if it's not creating a sharp shooting pain that's damaging us more or injuring us more, right? So listening to your body is going to be really, really important.
And you as our instructor would say, if it goes to ouchie, it's too much.
That's exactly right.
We don't want to pain.
Yes.
We want to get as far as we can without excruciating pain.
Yeah, and I think most people know what's a good pain and what's something
where it is too much.
Yes, what I'd say, more of a bad pain. Mm-hmm. You usually know, your body's going to say, hey, this isn't safe for you right now.
Right.
Maybe you should back out of it. So what I do when I begin any practice with my clients, the first thing I say is, well, I'm excited they're there.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes.
And I say to them, listen to your body. I don't know how you feel in your body today. I don't know if you have any injuries or you're in recovery. So as I offer poses today, I want you to decide if you feel like it's safe, and I'm also going to give you an option for that pose. And it's okay not to do a pose that day as well.
Okay,
you know?
I
Pick
understand.
an option or just pause on that pose. The next pose is probably one that maybe you'll be able to do.
Right, so don't try to compete. Don't look around that room.
No, there's no competition in yoga. It's really a practice of presence, it's a practice for yourself. It's not about everyone else in the room.
Right.
You know,
just you. You focus on you.
The focus is on you, and that's hard to do these days because everyone is so busy. They're running around doing a lot of different things, and one of the most beautiful things of yoga is it allows you a moment to pause and do something just for yourself.
Yes. Yes.
And not be distracted by the phone and the computer and all of those things. You're just there, and our classes are 60 minutes.
And here's our instructor, and she's leading us, and we're listening to our body and doing as much as we can without hurting ourselves.
Yes.
Okay, yoga can sometimes, I think it defeats people when they look at pictures of these yogis or these advanced people, and they're in these contortions that they think, I could never do that, so forget it.
Yes.
Or, they're a pretzel.
They feel defeated before they've started.
Yeah, and who wants to be the pretzel when you feel like the potato chip?
Right,
you know what I mean?
Who
wants? So you have to tell us that those are very progressive people, and don't even look at those pictures because. Or you can look at them, but don't try to picture yourself. This is where I have to be to get there.
You're exactly right. A few things I want to touch on that. I think one of the things with those pictures is they can be inspiring to see that someone has practiced yoga so much over time and dedicated that they have been able to get to a place in their practice.
Yes.
That can take years.
And years.
And years. And years. And I will tell you, I see those images as well sometimes and think, I can't even do that. And I've been doing yoga for 5 years.
Right.
But what we have to remember is the most important part of yoga, and we haven't touched on that today.
Okay, and I want you to.
Yes, so the most important part of yoga is your breath and being present. Yeah.
Okay, so go deeper.
Yeah, so we first start all yoga in terms of when I lead by just being still, pausing, taking a moment, and just to start to feel your breath come in and out of your body. And that's going to create this awareness, this presence in that moment, because yoga is teaching us in the practice to be here right now in this moment. And so one of the things I'll share in a class is you can't be here and you can't be there. So right now we're going to be here.
Very good.
It's really hard though for people just to be here.
Yes.
So the first thing we start with in all yoga, and to me it's the foundation of yoga before we start moving our body, is centering, being there in that moment. And the way we do that is by breathing.
Okay, our
just
breath.
Paying attention to the breath. So we have clients who come to our practices, and there's different types of yoga.
Yes.
So there's more physical yoga, there's less physical. But in all yoga, no matter what form of yoga you're doing, the breath is the most important part.
The center part of any yoga practice. I can understand that. And so we will, you teach that probably at the beginning, and you breathe the first thing before anything begins.
Yes.
And the more you do that, a lot of people are being present.
Right.
They're trying to practice this awareness. We're in the moment.
Right.
You hear that so much. We're right here in the moment. And breathing, the more you really go deeper,
that's exactly right.
The deeper you can go.
Yeah.
And then it really does calm you.
It does.
It really is a great. Well, Ratona, before we run out of time, we got a 20-minute show, and I just want you to just touch on some, and you don't have to go into them. Just here is what she could do for you, and what yoga could do for you. If you're wondering, why. See, so much of us now, they want to lift weights.
Right.
They talk about keep your bones strong. Well, yoga is just as strengthening, if not more.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's different ways to build strength in your body. And there are specific poses that are designed to build strength in your body.
Right.
Right?
At different places where we may
yes,
need it.
yes.
I'm weak in my wrist.
Or I'm weak in my arms. I'm weak in my core.
Yeah, I need you to
Right?
help me work on this.
Yes.
And you would do that. You
Yes.
would target.
Yes. And so in yoga, often we're going to use our body weight as our weights.
Yes.
So, right, so if you come to a class where you're lifting weights, you're picking up an object and you're lifting. So what's one of the benefits of yoga is building strength, and I would call it functional training.
Okay.
So functional training is building strength in your body so that you can do your life really well, live your life really well. So I'll give you an example. You're going to have to walk and stand up at certain, like you're standing in a line at the grocery store, you have to have the strength to stand in the line.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So there are poses, like in yoga, it's called mountain pose.
Yes.
Where we just stand like mountains, but it builds strength in the body. Now you can just stand, but we say stand like mountains.
If you become erect
yes.
and think
yes.
about what you're really going for, stand as tall as you can.
Yes.
As straight
Pull
as
your
you
belly
can.
in. Roll your shoulders back.
Right.
Straighten out your spine, right? Because we're all kind of like this. So
yes.
this right there is, I'm going to give you a pose, and it's just going to start making you stronger in your body.
Yes.
So that you can do your life better, right?
Yes.
The other thing about yoga, we didn't really talk about flexibility.
Yes.
Right? And balance. So for instance, you've got to be able to reach down on the ground and pick something up.
Yes.
You also have to be able to be on the ground sometimes and get yourself up. So we're going to take you through various poses that are going to, in my opinion, demonstrate the moves you're going to do in your life.
Yes.
You're going to reach down, pick things up. You're going to twist to get something.
Right.
You're going to have to stand. So with yoga, we're using our body as the mechanism to build the strength versus picking up different things.
That is.
And we're moving our bodies in ways that allow us to do our life better. And that's really, to me, one of the most beneficial things.
Important things it is. Ratona, I'm looking at this clock, and I hate to tell you all, but Ratona, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
Anything you would like to add in closing? Any encouragement you would like to give our viewers?
Yeah. So the most important thing I want everyone to know is that yoga is truly for every body. When we say every body, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what size you are. If you want to practice yoga, you can. And that's the most important part to know.
That's so good. Well, Ratona, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
You've been listening to Ratona Harr. Ratona's contact information will follow. I hope you enjoyed her as much as I did. And concerning yoga, hey, give it a try. It's not, it's not what have you got to lose, but what have you got to gain? Improve strength, flexibility, better sleep, decrease back pain, improve posture. Think about giving it a whirl. I mean, think about giving it a posture. Until next time, be happy and keep smiling, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.